The effleurage provides a very, very pleasurable feeling that competes with the feeling of the contraction. And it's like two conversations going on at once. You just cannot feel the pressure and achiness of the contraction because there's this really nice feeling on top of it. It is very, very good. What's even better, and is even
so
harder.
So it starts down and goes up and goes back down?
The effleurage? Yeah.
Okay.
That way or that way, whatever you prefer. Actually, this is more like it, out, because this is where, in most labors, the strongest sensation is in the lower abdomen. In a labor pain, a woman who's untrained, the whole belly hurts. But in a woman who's trained, there's pressure and Braxton Hicksy stuff up high, but usually the whole belly is not where you feel it. So it's all basically down here, unless it's in the back, which is a whole different issue. The other place that you feel it, once the head starts moving down, in fact, if you start out with contractions here, and you wind up starting to feel them down here, that's a sign of progress. There's that, what I call the groin pressure. And that one, it takes a lot of psych to make yourself touch the groin. Because you really think, boy, if I touch it, I'm going out of here. But if you can, put your knuckles down in there. The counter pressure just takes it away. I went through all of my labor with Daniel without thinking of that. And it was just, not awful, but what I didn't say last night about transition is that what's awful about it is you want to break and you can't have it. And it's not that you never, oh, this is so bad that I can't ever do it. It's like, give me half an hour to rest, and then I'll do it. And you don't have that. So that's where it gets so difficult. But with Jonah, I finally tried. I mean, you really think, boy, I better not touch. But I tried it, and it was fantastic. It really took away the discomfort. So, now, you can't do it very well sitting up. If you lean back a bit, you can. You can in the semi-prop position. Another one that also works, if you get it right, and this is, again, early labors for trying this stuff when the stakes aren't high, is pressing the very top of the pubic bone right over there. Not on the bone, but right over there, up and in. That really helps, too. That really, it just blocks, I don't know, physically blocks some of the sensation. So abdominally, you've got effleurage, counter pressure, lower abdominal pressure. Now, some people like a heating pad on the lower abdomen, and that's not a bad idea. Below the effleurage.
They have hot water bottles there, I think.
Well, I think those might be heavy, but those are probably for the back. You could do it with hot compresses, but that gets to be a mess. So like you could put it in a plastic bag, and that would keep it from being a mess.
They won't let you use the heating pad in the hospital. It's
Okay.
not grounded.
Gotcha, I understand. Well, maybe hot compress.
Huh?
Yeah, there's a whole terms of massage techniques. Is if your legs start getting achy, and sometimes they do as the baby moves down, is I have to do the same. You can't do it for yourself. Is if you come across and you push up and then come back very gently, probably using cornstarch. Slide up and come back gently. Again, you got to practice this stuff, try it, work it out so that you know that he knows how to do it in a way that feels good to you. If he doesn't, try demonstrating what you think might be right on him. It's like pushing the blood back up and then coming back with an effleurage. And when it's been done to me, I found it very relaxing.
Okay.
As they've emphasized, I know in your class, anything that makes you feel like purring. That's the good thing about it. Cats purring labor, and women should
Shayna,
too.
get off the screen.
Hell no, we won't
Thank
go.
you.
Four blinds.
Yeah.
We can't have this many cats up here with these blinds. They're going to die again.
What? Oh, the
These
blinds.
two blinds on the
What's
end
this?
got killed. And this one's dead. But for some reason, when we ordered the blinds, they accidentally gave us an extra set. Identical. So I replaced these two for the last
You gotta keep the
inspection. 'Cause they
blinds
look
open.
yeah, but here's the conflict. We gotta keep the blinds open, but we won't try to keep the blinds closed.
Right.
I used to have other things in the windows, but they look not very good.
Isaac, you got
Oh,
up,
he's
you
moving.
moved.
Hey.
Yeah, he's been sort of permanently there.
Oh, hey. Maybe you're either feeling better or your curiosity just overwhelmed you. Want to check out my soup? Is that the idea?
Never smelled that stuff. Miso?
Miso soup, no way.
Well, I mean, he came from these, what, Puerto Rican or
Yeah, something like that.
some sort of Latin root.
You like that? I mean, it's supposed to be health-giving, you know. Okay.
There's nothing's gonna make that
In
cat
terms of
healthy.
front things,
He's got heart murmurs. He's got an extended soft palate problem, and he's sick.
He's got blood clots on his skin.
yeah.
He's sick. Yeah, he's got lots of problems.
Yeah. Oh well. The other issue is back labor. That is not the best hand you can get, although I think the TENS unit might help. They didn't have TENS units when I was around.
TENS unit?
Transcutaneous nerve, something or other nerve stimulant. It was developed for chronic pain patients, and it just stimulates the nerve endings in an area, and it makes it so you don't feel pain, because they're just like if you hurt yourself and you rub it and it doesn't hurt while you're rubbing it. It's that kind of thing. It apparently works real well. I don't know how it works for labor, but it's on your list of things that you can ask for. Back labor usually occurs because the baby's posterior, which means, I don't know if they went through this or not. What they ask is, what part of the baby's coming first? And usually it's the occiput, the back of the head. I mean, it can be here, it can be here, it can be the ass, it can be the feet, but usually it's the occiput. So if it's an occipital presentation, they designate it as an O. Then they ask, is the occiput on the left or the right? Now your baby is right. If its back is on the right, then certainly the back of its head is not on the left.
Yeah.
We already know that. We've seen this on the graph. So your baby is right occiput probably, undoubtedly. And then they ask, well, how in the pelvis is this occiput oriented? The front part of the pelvis is the anterior part. And the way to remember that is the back is the posterior. Everyone knows that. So posterior is the back, right is anterior, and sideways is transverse. By the time you're in labor, the baby should be down far enough so that it's either anterior or posterior. It's not likely to be still transverse. So it may be an ROA or an LOA is what you're looking for. But if the baby happens to be posterior, which means the back of its head towards your back and the force of labor going into your back, then that's back labor. I've never had it, but it's not. That's the situation.
Doesn't it happen half the time though?
No.
No?
No.
It's not that common.
I thought it was. I thought it was like 50% of labors.
Mm-mm. I would say.
Where'd I get that from?
And also, a lot of it depends on your makeup, because some people who have bigger pelvis than others can deal with back labor better.
Yeah.
Basically, the problem is the back of the head is pushing on the base of your spine.
Mm-hmm. No, it's maybe 20%. If that much. Now, back labor is a drag. The worst labor you can have, and the one where you probably would want to have an epidural for a while anyway, is, and this is a rare one, is where the head is so far down that the back pressure never stops. The contractions come and go, but the pain in the back doesn't. And back labor is a pain in the back. I mean, this is contractions and all that stuff. This is your back hurting. As I said, the TENS unit may really work so well that it's not a problem. We didn't have that. If the baby is posterior, you got to get it turned around. It can't be born posterior. Because, well, they can be. Actually, they can be born face up, but usually they do turn. That's usually the object.
I seem to remember being in a delivery that was face out. What?
Probably the first time. You can't do anything about the head, but you can see that mechanically, your baby's not posterior now. You'd know it because when it kicked, you'd get knees on both sides, because the baby's back would be around the back.
Wait, what?
If the back of the baby's head is towards the back,
Yeah.
then the baby's back is back there too. So if you're getting a big back up here and, kind of knees coming out on one side rather than no back and kicking in every direction, then it's not posterior. If it were in labor, your object, and I don't know whether, it's hard to tell whether you would or wouldn't have succeeded, is to get the baby turned. So anything that will, with gravity, tend to pull the baby's back around to the front is a helpful position in back labor. So that, they talk about all fours, and you couldn't spend your whole labor in this position, but you can be in a position like halfway knee chest, where you have maybe some pillows and you prop like this, and between contractions, just kind of go down like that.
And that'll force the baby to turn.
Helps. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You never know whether it would have worked. Sometimes it works, and the posterior, especially once the contractions get strong, it's not that important at first, is to rock during the contractions, because that too kind of like jiggles the baby a little bit and gets it maybe moving. The other option is, as I crawl into the kitty litter here, lying on the side opposite the baby's back if you can stand it, but even the side of the baby's back is not so bad because it still brings it down a little bit. But if the side opposite the baby's back might bring it over. In terms of laboring on your side,